There is no other way to bring money into your company unless you sell. I want to share a few things here. Let's go over the whiteboard for a second. I just want to share something. And I'm just thinking this really quick. If you look at sales, I've never drawn this before. I'm just thinking it. But it kind of is a triangle. And this is really important, right? First is the mindset, right? As we talk about, selling is service. You have to, I'm repeating myself, but I have to repeat it all the time. We have to love what we do so much that we feel bad if people don't say yes. But if we don't love it, we will give up on it before it starts to really compound. Make sure you love what you're providing and remember the end result. Like, I hate pounding this, but was anybody at UPW this last week? Anybody was anybody there? No, it was hard. It was in person. I loved seeing the crowd. It was an amazing crowd. It was just like our World Summit, except it was in person. First one I've been in a while. And it was great to be on stage and see people. I love virtual as well. I like them evenly. But I have to tell you, I got on stage on day 4 and I said, who in here's got their own business? Like 80% of the hands went up. Who in here is starting or going to start your own business? Mostly all the hands went up, and then I said, well, who wants to just make another level of income and impact? It was 100% of the room. I said, okay, thank you. Now, this is 4 days with Tony Robbins, mindset jacked out of their brain. They're on fire. And then I said, well, who in here still has a little hesitation, a little resistance to sales? The majority of the room raised their hand. So how do you get to your next level if you simultaneously don't absolutely love selling? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I want to ask you a question. I asked 10,000 people, and it went really great. It was a great presentation. It was fun, and we all could dream too, right? 25 years ago when I bought Tony's course, I said someday I'd like to thank him, and how cool is it that we're partners and I get to be on that stage and share it with him and rock the house. So you see what's possible. I want you all to remember that. But here's what I said. Does money solve problems? Sometimes, like, don't we have that little intuition like, no, money can't buy happiness. Money doesn't solve problems. You know what I love to tell people? If you don't think money solves problems, then you haven't given enough of it away. Ooh, how's that one feel, right? You haven't given enough of it away. It feels bad to have money, right? You get these feelings that are they true? Last year I shared this, and this year we got some cool things coming up, but I was able to help more than I ever have in my life before. Last year we provided over 10 million meals. We built 2 schools in Africa. We donated $600,000 in real money to Operation Underground Railroad to help children in slavery. I want to do that this year and more. I want to be stronger, faster, harder, but it solves problems there. But does money solve other problems? Does money solve that you could live into who you were supposed to be? That you could stop chasing money and you could start doing stuff that fills your heart? Does money solve that problem? Right? Does money allow you to be the best version of you? I have to tell you, when money finally got out of the way for me, I was running away from a painful past, and when I finally made enough that I didn't have to worry about money, holy crap, was it an awakening. You know who I had to look at in the mirror? The guy that wasn't running away from pain anymore. I was only left with me, and I wasn't stressed about money anymore. It's like, oh crap, I got to work on me. Probably why I had to become a better man after my first marriage, because I was bringing all the shit from my past and the things my parents went through. I brought that right with me in my first relationship. It came right along, and I had to, now that money was out of the way, I could focus on the man I wanted to be. So does money solve that problem? To spend the time to maybe get the therapy, read the books, interview people for yourself. Does money solve the problem that you could hire other people that need jobs? That you could hire someone to clean your house and pick up your dry cleaning, and maybe even cook 3 meals a week for you so you can work on the thing that fills your heart that makes you more money? Does money allow you to expand, get a better CRM, take a vacation with your family? Make sure your parents are okay that are getting old and have no money in the bank. Make sure your kids are okay if the world goes to hell in a handbasket, they got something to fall back on. So let me just ask you a question. Does money solve problems? Zero doubt. Could you use it for evil? Yeah. Is anybody in here planning on ruining the world when you get money? Right? Like, are you planning on buying drugs and distributing it at elementary schools? Like, I don't know. I know that sounds extreme, but that's what we feel sometimes. It's like, when I get that money and I buy all those drugs, the kids, no. Most people make money, and what do? You put your oxygen mask on first, and then you put it on other people. You help your church. You help your children. You help your husband. You help your wife. You help your parents. You hire more people. You put money out into the world so the economy can fuel. You donate some to your church. You donate some to charity. The value creators of the world are the ones that change the world. Just being honest, I'm going to say something that might insult some of you, but there are parasites and producers. And that just happens, and that's okay. That's okay if people want to, and sometimes the parasites, and that sounds like a really hard word, but people who aren't willing to step up and do it, people that would rather talk shit about someone trying or talk negative about someone trying, will give you that taste that money is bad. And that's okay. And if that's the path they were called on, it doesn't mean I'm critical of them. That means I got to step up my game even higher so I can help more people, so I can distribute more, hire more, give more, be more, right? So the question is, and I think we all agreed, money can solve problems. Is that true? I know I asked, but I'm asking again to really anchor it in. So if money solves problems, there's only two ways I know how to make money. Go out and raise a whole bunch of money, right, for an idea. Borrow money, raise money. I've never done it. I don't know how to do it. There's people way smarter than me know how to do that. I hear people raising money for companies that haven't made money in 5 years, and they still raise millions of bucks. I don't know how that happens, but they do it. So I don't know how to raise money. I don't want to borrow people's money. So if there's only two ways to get money, well, three if you do illegal stuff, but I don't do that either. But if you're not going to raise money, what is the only other way? Trick question, John. Come on. Quick trick question there, Sharon and Crystal. What is the only other way to bring money in if you're not raising it? Put it in the chat. Yeah, I see it. Earning it, making it, earn it. But how do you earn it? How does money come into your company? What is one word that you have to do to get money to, oh, there we go. Solana 1, sales. There is no other way to bring money into your company unless you sell. So the question is, if money solves problems and sales is the only way to bring money in, then what does sales do? It solves problems. The problem of expanding, the problem of time, the problem of feeling like you're making an impact on the world, the problem of wanting to hire somebody to replicate yourself, right? As you grow, someday, let's hope the revenue gets to a point where you say, hey, I loved being the operator of my new startup. Now I'd like to be the owner of my new startup. And since we have money coming in from sales, I'm going to hire an operations manager so I can work on the creative side, the delivery side, the creating of new product. You might be the artist, the creative, and as the money comes in, you hire the operator. I just had a 3-hour meeting. I love being the creative. I love coming up with simple ideas and new books and new courses and training. I love being on stage. Operations, counting, I can't. My head hurts, right? So I want to be so good as an artist. I want to impact your life where you're like, hell yes, I'm glad Dean sold to me. I'm glad Tony and Dean sold to me so I could be a part of this community. I want to do that so well so I can have really great operators on the team to take Tony and I's dream and help make it a reality. Raph and Zach are amazing teachers. I want to have guys and girls like that on my team so they can come and share and anchor and do the right thing. But I couldn't do that if I didn't do what? If we didn't sell, I couldn't afford all those people. I really wanted I wanted to remind you of this anchor. So I don't want you to go into this 3-day event like, oh, all right, we're going to do sales. It's more like, hell yes, this is how I change lives. This little triangle, I don't even know what I was drawing here. I completely digressed. But we have to have the right mindset. Then we have to have the right strategy and tactics. And then what's the last thing we have to do? We have to execute. And that's why you're a part of this community, because we're going to teach you, we're going to keep you in the right mindset. That's what I just did. Did you see I just did story, teach, tool? Like, do you see how it all falls back to the same? If you don't see we're in the same business, I told you a story. Who's feeling sales right now because of my story? Like, honest and truly. And here's the truth. I didn't even plan it. I didn't come out here and say, I have to do story, teach, tool on them. That's just the way I think now. Because if I just jumped in and said, strategy number 1, you'd be like, okay, let's do this sales thing. But now you're thinking, oh, I want to sell. I want to make impact. I want to make money, right? So, mindset, we just got a little bit of that with this story. We're going to talk strategy and tactics. Raf's going to teach us some cool stuff today. Going to teach some cool stuff next week. And then we're going to get to the 3-day event and we're going to execute. So just so you know, there's going to be a lot of uncomfortable action and fun action when you're done while we're in this 3 days together. We got something planned to get you past that hump. My goal is that while we are together, in those 3 days, sales are going to be made. And you're going to witness someone in your group or in our training that never sold anything that's going to sell by the time we're done. You guys up for that? But you got to show up ready, right? We got to plan. We got to prepare. We got to get ourselves in the right mindset. And that's how we make this work. Because at the end of the day, right, this is where you started. Hopefully, this is where you are now. But up here is where you're going. And what's left between here and here? What's in between here? There's a gap. There is a gap. There's a gap here. And that we all have gaps. You can't be like, oh, I can't sell. No, you're just missing some of the components. You're missing some of the mindset. I can do this. Maybe I can't. Yes, I can. The strategy, what is the best way to turn content into sales, the tactics. And then some of you are missing the energy, the stamina, or the fear, overcoming the fear to just go do it. What's up, what's up? Hey, don't forget to look at the action steps we've posted below. They are the perfect way to take your success, abundance in this crazy world to a whole nother level.